Yeah. Welcome, Wesley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mansfield.
Welcome to the Fallout Shelter.
Hello.
Or as New Earth used to say, welcome to my living room. That was actually the line of the opening of Rolling Thunder.
Yes.
Every night he would say, welcome to my living room. But in this case, it is my living room.
Perhaps this is the very carpet that you had on the stage.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't want. I don't think so.
Yeah. Although we could boil that carpet and probably get really high off what comes out of it. Well, let's see. Should we go right into a song?
Absolutely, we should.
And
I haven't played music with anybody since March the 7th. I haven't made one note of music with one person, except perhaps a member of my family. Mm-hmm. Since March the 7th, which was the last night.
Aside from your every evening before dinner when you sing hymns together.
Of course, yeah. I get at the harmonium.
Yeah.
And we sing Nearer My God to Thee for about half an hour.
Right.
Before they're allowed any food. But March the 7th was the last time I played with anybody, which was the last night of my tour. March the 8th, I went out for dinner, and that was the last time I left the house till now. Well, not quite, but to make music for sure.
Well, feels good.
It does feel good.
All right, so we will always have New York.
Yep, let's say we're pretty near New York, aren't we? How long does it take you to drive into New York?
Oh, on a good day, 30 to 40 minutes.
And how about by public transport?
From here to Penn Station, it's like, again, about maybe 45 minute train ride.
Well, let's think about Penn Station and Grand Central. Let's think about Mercer Books, one of my favorite bookstores that just put up a GoFundMe because they found themselves in difficult times, and they're mentioned in this very song.
And let's think about the Horn and Hard Art Automat.
Okay, let's think about that too. Walking down Fifth Avenue in 1988, a glimpse through the buildings of the Empire State, from a listed interior of uncertain date to the wrong address, of course. And it's Union and Washington and Madison Square. It's a short way back, it's a long way there. We fell in love, I got scared, and I kissed you on West 4th. We will always have New York. Homeless in the library, washing in the stalls. Meet me at the Strand where hand in hand we will recall all the books from many years ago that no one reads at all. You can steal but don't get caught. And the F train wait for the G train slow, and the C won't move till the A train goes. September ghosts, they never say hello. Oh, but now they want to talk. We will always have New York. Oh, you blazing lights and your flaming lips, and your full moon shining on my lunar eclipse, and the sound of vinyl when the needle skips, and the scratches on my back. Twice told tale and an ice skating rink. Oh, I couldn't keep my food down, but I held my drink. And I might as well write in invisible ink, or rain on sidewalk chalk. We will always have New York. Woody Allen movie played beneath the stars to 7,000 people who laughed one laugh. Oh, I wasn't even there, but I got his autograph. Well, memories have walked from the dead dog park where the sick dogs go, nipping at your ankles from the undergrowth. Oh, thank you for inviting me. Enjoy the show. Well, it's my last resort. And your pink teacup and your bottom line, Mercer books on a glass of wine. My piano has a broken spine, and it needs your tuning fork. We will always have New York. I'm on one hell of an Acceleride on someone else's dime. One day they'll put your picture in the New York Times. Now you're running out of Stace and I'm running out of rhymes. Well, I do what I own. Now I live in a different town. I'll put on 100 pounds. I won't write another song. I won't need another sound. No, I won't talk at all. Oh, now you never write to me. Well, now you never call. I'm in Philadelphia. It's no distance at all. And you still hold the fort. And we will always have New York. We will always have New York. Thank you.
Yeah, not too bad for two old farts.
I remember, I just had a little memory in the middle of that song that I had a very beautiful and memorable gig at City Winery where I played it with a little string quartet, and you were there.
Oh, yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But they were the string parts were done by David Nagler and Daniel Felsenfeld, and they were all beautiful parts. And so
They
had
were
a string quartet together, and we rehearsed it once. We did it once at Lincoln Center and once at City Winery. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really, really nice arranging on that.
Yeah, beautiful arrangements. And now we're going to move on. And this was a request by one of your daughters, possibly.
Yes. Yep. My daughter Maisie loves this record and this song in particular, and it is shockingly witty, I must say.
Well, since I always reflect that since there's a line when he's basically persuading her to give in to temptation because if she doesn't, there's many other people who will, so it might as well be her. It's kind of a he's a bit of a dodgy narrator, this guy, but it always reminds me.
You're letting Pandora off the hook because in the myth she's to blame for it all.
Right, exactly. and there's that line in the you can't win, just give in, Pandora. It's no sin, slither in, which is my favorite line in the whole song. But it also reminds me that I probably must have written this in a pre-Harry Potter world where there wasn't a thing called slithering which I know through my daughter and.
It was pre-Harry Potter.
I think it's pre-Harry Potter, this, and so I wonder whether now I would have picked Slither In, but it's such a great line.
I know, I love that too.
I kind of made that up, it's too good. All right, this one's called Oh Pandora. Oh, exclamation mark, Pandora. 1.
Like Oh Calcutta.
That's the exact, because I was talking about it with Scott McCoy when we were making the record, and he said, oh, you have to have the exclamation point after the O, like Oh Calcutta.
Yeah, okay.
So that's how
I'll keep my clothes on.
2, 3, 4. I know your secret, and I promise I'll never tell. I'm under its magic spell, oh, I'll try to keep it to myself. I know you have a terrible vow to keep. Oh, how do you get to sleep? It must possess you every waking minute, wondering just what is in it. There it is in front of you. I know that you wanted to, and don't be shy, Pandora. Pandora, don't be shy. Sister, you just can't resist, neither can I. And it never hurts to try. Just admit, open it, Pandora. Well, perhaps you're right, and you're happy the way you are. It's better this way by far, oh, but can you handle never knowing what if you're wrong? Just denying yourself the best, maybe that's how you fail the test. Oh, don't you have a life to live, and have you no initiative? And quick before we both decay, baby, are you made of clay? And don't be shy, Pandora. Pandora, don't be shy. Sister, you just can't resist, and neither can I. And it never hurts to try. You can't win, just give in, Pandora. It's no sin, slithering, Pandora. Oh, now, how can you sit there in silence with the rest of us forming a line? Oh, do me a favor, Pandora. Anytime today would be fine. Ba-da-da-da-da. Oh, don't be shy, Pandora. Pandora, don't be shy. Sister, you just can't resist, neither can I. And it never hurts to try. It's my turn, you don't learn, Pandora. Stand aside, let me try, Pandora. Give it here, disappear, Pandora. Pandora.
Pandora. And we all know what happened.
Yes, we do know what happened.
She opened it up, and we got Trump.
Oh dear. And now we're in that beautiful moment after the DNC, before the RNC.
Yeah, they do sound like colas, don't they?
They do, yes, they do. I was, like sometimes you turn on Fox News and you're like, so many things happening on the world and that we all are thinking about, and they're focusing on something. You're like, how can they be, focusing on this thing when clearly this is happening over here? And the other day, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I turned on to Fox News for 10 seconds and it had species of elephant forgotten, forgotten by science was the headline. And I was like, how can they be? And then I suddenly thought, oh, maybe they're talking about the GOP. I mean, they could have been, right? They could have been. They weren't, I don't think, though. It was just a... Did you hear about the elephant mouse that they discovered?
The elephant mouse?
They discovered an elephant mouse. A mouse that is more related to an elephant than a mouse.
And
somehow.
he goes around saying, I am a man?
Yes, that's exactly what it says. Now, here was a request. Here's another
Which
request.
one is this?
This one's called Love's Reign of
Okay,
Terror. Let me just check that I'm beautifully in tune, because if we're doing this and you're playing guitar so nicely... Here we go, hold on. What did you do, like on the Rolling Thunder review, what did you do for tuning? What tuners did they have then? Not only those ones that went round and round on the side of the stage.
I don't
This
remember.
wasn't invented then, was it?
No, they weren't. Well, you handed it off to somebody who knew how to tune it.
So, but what did you do if you didn't have that special person in your life who was employed to do that?
Then you hired me. I was always the tuner in all my bands.
Oh, really?
You know, like, and we had both in the Alpha band with T-Bone and Steven, and the band I had in high school, we did have like a big Strobicon, you know, the big one. And it was my job before every set to tune everybody's guitar.
But they also go out during the set, so then you just did it by ear on stage.
Yeah.
There was no recourse.
Yeah. Well, there were no snark clip-on tuners, and I think basically we just played out of tune a lot.
Yeah, I think I was figuring that was the answer. So this one's called Love's Reign of Terror, and this was only ever out on an album called Dynablob 4 Swings and Roundabouts. But it was recorded, I think, during the Man with No Shadow kind of time. So let's play you this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love's reign of terror is over with only a wave and a kiss. After so many years of resistance, it finally came down to this. It took us too long to realize the evils performed in its name. Love's reign of terror is over, that monster is finally slain. Love's reign of terror is over, common sense finally won. St. Valentine's army defeated with not even one shot from a gun. Cupid's infinite archers finally gave up the fight. Love's reign of terror is over, sleep like a baby tonight. This one's for you, there's been a crash, there's been a coup, and there's been a fatal error. It's the end of love's reign of terror. Wasn't all kisses and candy, the truth will emerge at the trials. Where did you think were the heartless when everyone walked down the aisle? Their methods were charmingly touching, being polite we agreed. It all seemed so quaint and so harmless, we didn't expect they'd succeed. The torture was so sentimental, tasteful, romantic, and sweet. Done in the darkest of dungeons, performed by the pert and petite. They kissed me and whispered, "I love you," as they stripped all the gums from my teeth. Goodbye to the heart's reign of terror. Revenge will soon follow relief. This one's for you. There's been a crash, there's been a coup, and there's been a fatal error. It's the end of love's reign of terror. David. So beware all you useless romantics who flourish throughout his regime. And profiteers also be watchful, you sold us impractical dreams. It's so many years since they shouted, "Death to the tyrant, the head." The old heart is dead, shout the headlines, long live the new heart instead. This one's for you, there's been a crash, there's been a coup, and there's been a fatal error. It's the end of love's reign of terror. This one's for you, you disappeared right on cue. And goodbye to you, sweet Sarah. It's the end of love's reign of terror. And again.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thanks to you.
Oh.
Thanks to you. Oh.
Lovely, lovely.
I don't know where, I remember that I got the title for that from an incredible book. Well, maybe not, it wasn't even in the book, but it was suggested to me by a beautiful book called A Lover's Discourse by Roland Barthes. Have you ever read that great little book of, it's a fantastic book. But what Sarah is doing at the end of that song, I have no idea. Apart from obviously she's there to rhyme with terror. But I mean, I can't think of another reason for Sarah being right in there at the end.
Yeah, it's...
I have Ruth in another song purely to rhyme with truth. So these that have a name. I've always thought you can always tell a lot about a singer-songwriter from
maybe it's sort of like Sheila in Australia or something.
Yes. I always think that you can tell a lot about a singer-songwriter from the names they pick for women. Like, you know, with Dylan in the 60s, Melinda, and, you know, these kind of witchy poo names. And then Prince is very Nicky, you know, Nicky. And you can just tell a lot about a songwriter.
I think you can.
And so I've got Ruth and Sarah, actually both Dylan-related names when I think about it.
Well, you know, your basic... good old Jewish names.
That's right. Like the Yosemites.
Yeah, the Yosemites, that lost tribe of Israel.
Would you like me to sing you a new song?
Sure.
Yeah, well. This one is, I was about to start recording. No, that's the one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. It's just, I was going to introduce it by saying that I kind of had an album ready to go just as this whole thing, lockdown, corona thing was starting. And I kind of shelved it because of any album I've ever made, it's the one I have to do live in a room with my favorite musicians and the people I want to sing with and play it with. And this is one of the songs from that album. With the whole album has lyrics by me and tunes by David Nagler, which is the first time I've ever collaborated on an album in that way.
Very nice.
And this one's called How You All Work Me.
Oh, before we start, I think I'm going to just, for safety's sake, do a start-stop on the recording. So when we edit the video, we don't run out of stuff in the middle of a song.
Rolling again?
Rolling again?
Yep.
Okie doke.
We've only got 2 more to do, haven't we?
Actually,
3 more. 3 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I thought it was going too quickly, but it's going very slowly instead.
quickly for us. For the audience, not so much.
Who knows? So this song's called How You All Work Me. And if anybody reads the works of E.F. Benson, particularly Map and Lucia, then they will recognize where that phrase is from. 1, 2. So no one's ever heard this song before. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. It's been 30 years I've been plying my trade. Hundreds of hymns at your altar I've laid. From Carnegie Hall to the Penny Arcade. How you all work me. You make me write songs, look, I'm writing one now. You sometimes take days, but I manage somehow. And then you accuse me of being highbrow. It was you who demanded I made my voice heard. How you all work me. I'm required to make albums, but that isn't enough. You insist that I tour them, bring my hot stuff to your clubs and town halls. Oh, the traveling's tough. How you all work me. I have to look good to perform your requests. There's always an encore at your behest. I never let on that I was down or depressed. Then you ply me with free drinks until my head hurts. How you all work me. Go on. Make me write novels, I'm now on my 5th. They don't write themselves and you don't get to write them with anyone else. There's no intern or clerk. How you all work me. And I have to do press to promote all this art. Profiles and interviews, only the start. I know all your questions and answers by heart, but get tetchy just once. Guess who's the jerk? How you all work me. When I'd rather be quiet and calm and alone, away from the tumult, much less well known. By the fire with my family, relaxing at home. But if I sit still for 10 minutes, it hurts. So I send up the signal, 'cause I'm on alert. How you all work me, how you all work me. Lovely.
Lovely.
And oh, yes. Now, it's always very charming when you have a request for a song that no one's ever requested before, either at a live concert,
Especially if it's yours.
especially if it's not Freebird. I remember Hal Gelb at the Knitting Factory, the normal doofus shouted out from the back of the room, Freebird, and people it was back in the days when people thought that was funny, like it was quite funny. So Freebird, and Hal was like, have you heard the bird recently? So this is off an album called The Sound of His Own Voice that I was very lucky and happy to make with a bunch of guys in Portland. Basically the band of the Decemberists, and Scott McCoy and Peter Buck on the guitar, and Roseanne Cash sang on this one, and it's a beautiful song. No one's ever requested it till now. Never. No one's ever even mentioned it. It's like it doesn't exist.
After today, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a set regular from now on.
Gonna be throwing panties at the stage.
Throwing what, David? I'm sorry? I didn't hear that. David is going to play the pedal steel on this one. His Williams pedal steel. So here's a little song, which is going to be slightly longer than it was on the album, because he's going to play a little solo in the middle of it that will take up a verse. Here we go. Nothing has changed, as if we're off the radar, far out of range. The newspaper headlines are just the same as yesterday. Everything's still where there's no way. Well, I guess there's no will. There isn't even time to kill or while away the time of day. And the good news is that there is no news. Nothing's changed at all. And the bad news is that there is no news. You don't write, you don't call. I'm in two minds, don't wanna fast forward, there's no rewind. I know dirt can't hurt me, I'm half resigned, and hope combined. So what are you for? Your dead silence is hard to ignore. And so no word is all I know for sure. Nothing more. But the good news is that there is no news. Nothing has changed at all. And the bad news is that there is no news. You don't write, you don't call. The good news is that there is no news. Nothing has changed at all. And the bad news is that there is no news. You don't write, you don't call. And the good news is that there is no news. And the bad news is that there is no news. Lovely. You couldn't have played it better. I was old Chris Funk of the Decemberists on that originally. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about that. Oh yeah, and of course, since we last saw each other, I did the liner notes for the Rolling Thunder review box that you're all over. You were playing pedal steel on that, right?
A lot. Well,
you were doing all those bits.
Yeah, a lot of notes.
Yeah, but there's some particularly.
If I'd been my age and played at that time, I wouldn't have played nearly as many notes. But
there's that.
All right.
Is that you?
That's me. Yeah.
That's you. What's that? It ain't me, babe.
It ain't me, babe. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That was fun. That was really fun. I mean, I used to love playing that every night, of course.
Of course you did. How old were you? 7? You were 7 years old.
I was 7.
You were 7. It's ridiculous.
I think I just turned 19 when we hit the road. My birthday was in September. It was a fall tour. So I guess, 75, yeah.
Well, it was. Yeah. I tell you what, you enjoyed playing on that tour almost as much as I enjoyed writing the liner notes about it, because that was the greatest assignment I was ever given.
Yeah, that was wonderful. I remember the great notes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, what was wonderful about it, they didn't really. I thought there would kind of be a back and forth about, not what I was allowed to say, because nobody made any demands of me at all. But, there would be fact checking and stuff, because I put in a few little. Right. I wanted it to be, how people write about rock music, like with hyperbole, like everything's the best ever and changed the course of music. I just wanted to write some sober history, all the facts in order, try and tell the story of how it might have happened and the things that, and they were so grateful for them. It was excellent. It was a beautiful experience, actually.
That's wonderful.
So now let's sing about, really, Monkey and His Cat might as well be about the Rolling Thunder review. When I was in Seattle and I was looking through this book of antique prints, and there was a picture of a monkey and his cat. And as though they were just about to go on stage. Like, I think the monkey had a hoop or something, and the cat was. I was like, where are we in this large continuum of entertainment, David? Are we the monkey? Or are we the cat? Or are we, in fact, less or more than either of them?
Yeah, my suspicion.
And this is from an album that came out as Adam's Apple, but in an incredible big piece of simulated, what's that called? Timing. It's coming out on Record Store Day next Saturday. It will, because they've had to mess up Record Store Day because of Corona. So it's coming out August 29th. It's called The Man with No Shadow. It's now a 2 LP set of Adam's Apple in the original order with the original mixes and with a couple of different songs and some out. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So watch out for that on Record Store Day.
Okay, kiddies, you've got your assignment.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we've got to make some money somehow during coronavirus, right?
Yeah. I think.
So this song's called Monkey and His Cat. And thank you so much for playing with me this afternoon.
Thanks for driving up from Philly.
I did. I listened to the cricket all the way here. It was most delightful. All the other people listening to the cricket waved at me from their cars. He must be listening to the cricket, they said, with their MAGA hats on. People love cricket in America. It's such a popular sport. No.
Who knew?
Yeah, I know. Monkey and His Cat.
Okay.
There's a monkey, there's a cat, and there's a flea, and there's me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Monkey keeps his cat up in a cage upon the stage, and the crowned heads of Europe cheer the wonder of the age. 'Cause the cat's just like a bird and good old Monkey grinds the tune, and the cat will dance fandangos just above the footlight moon. Then he'll make a very bird-like sound. Monkey makes a sparkling sound that's like a human. Some people think he's dying, man got his monkey. Monkey got his cat, yeah. Cat got his flea, flea's got me. Everybody's free to work on the act. Monkey and his cat. Cat hisses at Monkey as he milks all the applause. Above the clank of change, the ricochets across the floor. Monkey says, I love you, and returns him to the cage. Bows to all the ladies and then exits from the stage. The cat is dressed up as a Puss in Boots. Monkey wears a sparkling new suit just like a human. All the girls are swooning, man got his monkey. Monkey got his cat, yeah. Cat got his flea, flea's got me. Everybody's free to work on the act. Monkey and his cat. Monkey and his cat. Monkey and his cat retrieve the key and go within the humble home, sweet home, where they so quietly live in sin. A man will bring them supper as they sit before the fire. Once he was the grinder, now he has to work for hire. He didn't keep his finger on the pulse. The audience demanded something else, a new distraction. Some cat and monkey action, man got his monkey. Monkey got his cat, yeah. Cat got his flea, flea's got me. Everybody's free to work on the act. Monkey and his cat. Monkey and his cat. Monkey and his cat. Monkey and his cat. One, two, three, four. Thank you.
And there you have it.
There you have it. Time to take my glasses off.
Yeah. Oh God. Wonderful. Wonderful little set. That was really fun.
Hope the guitar sounded nice.
Uh-huh.
It's just been set up.
Yeah. That never hurts.
No, it does not.
Thank you for coming up. It was really wonderful.
Such a pleasure. I'll get you back for a favour sometime.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for hanging with us for episode 8 of the Fallout Shelter. We will be up with an edited version of this show, which will include a bonus track shot in the actual shelter within a couple of days, either on Facebook or on YouTube. And thanks for joining us. Bye.
Good afternoon. Shall I go around here?
Yep. And I will go down first.
All right. Shall we play a song?
Yeah, let's play a song.
I saw this song in a French movie called Huit Femmes, 8 women, and with Catherine Deneuve and Isabelle Huppert, and everybody sings a French pop song during the plot. It's a very strange movie, but a very brilliant movie. And I fell in love with this song, originally recorded by Dalida.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4. So we don't live alone, we live with a dog. We buy ourselves some roses, maybe a cross. So we don't live alone, we make dramas out of it. Fall in love with a shadow, a memory, we don't care. So we don't live alone, we live for the spring. And when the springtime dies, we wait for the next spring. So we don't live alone, I love you and I wait for you to give me the dream that I'm not all alone. So we don't live alone, girls love other girls. Sometimes there are boys who marry other boys. So we don't live alone, some of us have kids who grew up to be alone, like all children do. So we don't live alone, we build the highest spires where all the lonely souls could wish upon a star. So we don't live alone, I love you and I wait for you to give me a dream that I'm not alone. One more time. So we don't live alone, we make a couple of friends, hang out with them again to fill the empty nights. So we don't live alone, we live for money and dreams, but no one's ever seen a coffin made for two. So we don't live alone, me, I live with you. When I'm all alone with you, you're all alone with me too. So we don't live alone, we try to live like those who live with the dream that they are not alone. But they are not alone.
Merci.
De rien.